Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation. It's episode 74, and today we have the end of season review and the last game of the season against Bromby in the league as well. We're going to talk about our season that we won the league. We obviously went on a very good run in the Euro 2 Cup, and look forward to a Champions League group stage, a Champions League group stage, maybe, you never know. But a Champions League qualifying round in the first round of qualifying in the Champions League, and see what the board kind of expect for that. The money that we may get next year, which will impact what we can or can't do, and of course, everything else in between, the stats, everything like that as well. Important to note that before we get into the game is just here because, hey, why not? Typical football manager, you win the first game, you win the league early, then you lose the next two. Midtjylland, we were piss poor, and Nords just beat us again. Nords have grown into our bogey side. We can't beat them. It's as simple as that. We actually, over the last 5 games, have won once. So, yeah, Nords, as much as we've been getting better, always had the upper hand. In terms of the team, we are going to go pretty full strength for the last game of the season when rotating. Important to know that Oscar Sandu is now officially our best player at the football club, so I'm going to start him up top as well. He's been scoring goals late doors this season. And you know what? First year, coming from South Africa, never played in Europe. 9 assists, 5 did come in one game. But 8 of goals is chipped in, but more notably in the big moments in Europe or, in the big moments in the Cup, apart from obviously in the semi-final, which we lost, he has been there or thereabouts and has done something brilliant. I think that this guy with more game time is going to become better and better and better. And to be quite fair, I'm at a point now, and the first thing I am going to say, which may shock everybody, that if Zahora got a big bid of 10 mil, he's got a 12 mil release fee, but 10 mil, I would probably look for 10 mil and try and get, 40% of what he moves on for, whatever. I'll probably take it because it allows me to put Oscar up top. And then we can either, get in one of the kids on off the bench to learn, like Thomas Beauregard, our key prospect, by the way, has got 23 in 27 games in the league below, scored 15 and 29, both at an average of 7, in 58 professional games of football, he has got 39 goals. Maybe it's time that we give this guy a bit of a shot. Someone that we can go to off the bench, 6 foot, natural goal scorer, not the quickest, but someone that can do a job up top. Maybe it's time we do that, and maybe we cash in on Zahora, who's, look, I'm maybe being a bit harsh on him. He scored 16 and 28, still not bad, right? Just, he's been injured the last 2 times in the last 2 seasons. Every time he's come back from injury, he's not been the greatest, and this time around, he's been snatching at chances, even against Copenhagen and Bromby, the goals he scored, they're not, your typical Zahora goals, he gets the ball wide, or he's gone into a half space and beats a man and gets in one-on-one. These have been goals where it's good build-up play, you give it to him in the 6-yard box, yeah, great, tap it in. Everyone can do that. It hasn't been the Zahora where he gets the ball, he looks lightning quick, he bodies out a defender, throws him out the way, beats a man one-on-one, or, he's been forced wide by the defender, he hits it across the keeper, he hits it near stick with conviction. He hasn't looked like that. So I doubt that we're going to get a big bid for him. I think we're now at that stage that he's probably too much worth for a club to go or from the Serie B or whatever. Oh, yeah, we'll take a punt on him. At the same time, who knows what happens. If I can get, I think in terms of what next season could bring, and with Oscar being so good, even if it was like 8 million with some clauses, I probably would have to take it. 5 million that we would have got on deadline day a couple of years ago, we rejected sides, was definitely not enough, and definitely not when we had, we didn't have the talent around. Now that we got the talent, I'm definitely tempted to, take an offer for Zahora. In terms of the rest of the team, I'm really happy with, but we're going to talk about that a bit more after that, not when the game is, not before this game. Look, I don't want to lose the last 3 games of the season. I want to win this game. My dog's scratching on the door to come in, so we're just going to get through this quickly. Yeah, time to end the poor run of form. Great, I'm not going to give him the high faith. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's the systems that's been annoying. We've had a pretty poor end to the season. We should have made the final of the Cup this year. Yes, we should be fighting for the Cup. We probably should have won the Cup. Secondly, we should have, not have lost the Nords. We should have won the league maybe a little bit easier. Yes, happens, right? But apart from that, it's been okay. The season's been great. And look, this system's allowed us to reach the quarterfinal of a Cup. We've qualified for the Champions League. We've won the league. I'm not changing the system. The system's okay. And unlike seasons past where I've said about that, this is fine. I'm going to let the dog through before the game starts. But yeah, Westergaard up top as well. You need a really, really good mind up of where you're going to go, cheeky dog. Because I've had enough of getting up and down every time. Anyway, away we go. Score prediction. In the chat, we are currently live. I would love to win this game and just end it on a bang as well. And just be like, yeah, great, all good. But yeah, anyway, Yeppy, free kick, great save from the keeper. that's probably been summing us up as well, really, towards the back end of the season. A lot of keepers and that having really good games against us as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Anyway, in terms of the team, I don't think there's too many players I really want to replace. I feel like we're on the verge of becoming something really special in terms of domestically. I feel like, I forgot to start Tony Christensen. I left Bubba back there. Whoops. Or I forgot to start Marquez. Whoops. It happens. Berger and Dimson both reckon we're going to win 3-1. I think that if we get a goal early, we will. If we don't score early, we're not going to win this game. We're going to lose the last 3 games of the season. If we had a really good end to the month, I would have said we definitely don't really need to start, buy anybody, really. But the fact that we've been a little bit lackluster towards the end of the season, it's maybe a case of maybe we can freshen up a couple things, maybe something at centre-back. Definitely need a backup full-back, but... next season's going to be very interesting. Anyway, I'm really happy with the Neff. The Neff performances as well. I say that as he plays that errant pass in the middle. But Joe Hoge, another one, has been a great pickup. And Oscar is doing what Zahora did last year, but just didn't finish. So I haven't seen that since the turn of the second half of the season. Zahora has not looked like dropping the shoulder, beating a man and scoring, which is not something I want to not happen to him. I really want Zahora to be part of this. But at the moment, it might even be time to cash in on him. But who knows? I'm not going to go and offer him out, Zahora, that's for sure. But with the emergence of Oscar and him dropping off the boy, what a ball. Jeppe Hansen, he's got a 20 mil release fee. It's 20 mil or it's not going to happen. If Jeppe leaves, it's for 20 million. I'm telling everybody that now because he's just too good not to. And the things he does in the hole, like this, when he plays back the line, he's a bit restricted. You play in that bit line further forward. It's like, look, I'm a Liverpool fan. When Steven Gerrard played with Fernando Torres, you played Gerrard further of a line and he impacted the game so much. And then Gerrard back the line could do a job, but not the way that he would do playing a bit forward behind Torres, right? When Gerrard got older, you brought him back and he did the things that you need him to do. That's the same for Jeppe here, At his age, he goes and he dominates games from the 10 roll, which is really good. He gets up and down, he wins the ball back, he drives forward, creates chances, he scores chances, and then you put him as a box-to-box ball winning midfield. He does it great, right? And if you have a team that's probably world-class and you put him in it, he looks spectacular, but really he impacts the game here in Denmark with his quality further forward. So, kudos to Jeppe. He's kept Orbris out the team for the whole time. Orbris, by the way, has been growing just casually, but hasn't really, come in and been... I expect him to come in and really be the bee's knees, but sometimes Oscar, wasn't far. Oscar isn't too far away. Orbris isn't too far away from really going, hey, I need to play a bit more as well, because he's developed really well. But we'll go through all that at the end of this game anyway. Nice to be 1-0 up and dominating here against Bromby. They've been pretty hit and miss, Bromby. They have games where they're really good and have games where they're not. This Westerberg guy, if you ever wanted to leave, I would take as well. Anyway, good ball towards Westerberg as we sing his praises. And, there we go. Just as I say, if he ever wants to leave and he wants to join, by all means, mate, if you want to come on in and do a job for me, you can, because that's a great finish on the half volley. And we've just been poor, and, Mbagesi towards the end of the season, he's been playing a little bit unfit, has been great. It's definitely something we need as a better backup keeper, and, yeah, that is a weird way to start the game, but Oscar picked out the pass, and that's a ball to bub in the jar, but given Bromby back the ball, and Westergaard's good, and you don't want to give Bromby back the ball with Westergaard in, sniffing in and around. Can we just please win this last game of the season, just for peace of mind? Anyway, Dolchek now comes inside, still going, goes for goal, just past the post. And yeah, that's the other thing. Dolchek, until the season has kind of been on the line, has been really good and not. And then, by the way, Westerberg, still developing very well, the 22-year-old. I would love to bring him in as this guy as a rotation player would be unreal if we could get him in as well. But yeah, anyway, I'm far from pleased, boys. I want to win with 1 game left to go. I want to celebrate the season that was with a victory. If it doesn't happen, so be it. But I would rather it happen as Westerberg gets on it again, and they build from kickoff, but picked off by Dolchek, Neff, good ball, Jeppe. And this is where Jeppe's been really good this season. Every time I say something, the opposite happens. So we're not going to win the ball. We're not going to score from this highlight. I refuse to say anything else. Still refusing to say anything else. See, I said we're not going to win the ball, win the ball back and not score from this highlight. Won the ball back. What happened? Yep, he scored 2-1. See what I mean? Football Manager listens, man. Football Manager listens. It's silly that I have to do that to get us to score. It shouldn't impact the game at all, but I swear Football Manager has coding that it listens to what you say. We're not going to go on and win this game 4-1. Who knows? Anyhow, dominating the game, 70% of the ball, look $1 million. Should really, really, really see this one out against a side like this, but who knows? Anyway, I'm going to get Sando over there on the other side. And we're going to get Zahora up there just to see if he wants to score a goal. And yeah, I'm going to get Joe Hoge off. I'm going to get Yeppy back a line. Even though he's playing so well, I just want to give you guys a chance to see Orbres, who's been growing. And he hasn't been, bad, but he hasn't been great. But he's only been here for half a year. So you've got to give him time to really bed in as well. I expect this guy to really be good. Is all I'm going to say in years to come. Anyway, Anderson with the ball, headed only as far as Kenny, and a real chance in the score a second. The ball has gone all the way back to Maxo, who we could have picked up on a free a couple years ago. I really wish we did now. Anyway, Otter's tackle falls back to him, so it's probably going to be them scoring. And Schultz, Westerberg, Carrera, Westerberg, back of the Schultz, good ball there to Carrera, big moment. Always happens. We're not allowed to win. Whenever you win the league, you're not allowed to win any game for the rest of the season. It's stupid Football Manager. It shouldn't be the coding. Why does that happen on FM 18, 19, and 20? That every time that we have won the league, we would go and lose the games afterwards unless you dominated the league by you're not. When we were at Iceland and you used to win every game of the season by 8 goals. And about Otter, Kenny. Good ball in a Neff? No, not really. So we're going to go lose this game, are we, Football Manager? All right. And Pagesi decides to rock up now as well. How's it going, Shadow? Not bad. Yourself, mate? We've won the league, but apart from that, it's been a pretty poor stream. We haven't been our fluent selves. Zahora on it again. Still going is Zahora. Would love to win this game, please, Football Manager, but I doubt it's going to happen. Oscar, this is not a highlight. It just came from a corner, so I don't know why we're still seeing this. Thank you. And away we go. Anyway, Marco's in for thing, and we're going to get Roberts in on the other side as well. See what happens here. Changes happening, so this is a highlight of nothingness or us scoring, because we're making changes. And Otto Kenny, Otto's had a poor game. When Otto plays poor, he plays poor, which is unfortunate. Should have fired that one in a long time ago, never did. Bum the jar. I think that was meant for Orbres, but in the end, Flanagan has made a very good save. Time ticks away. 2-2. Who's going to win this game of football, if anyone? Orbres now. Beats a man, goes on a run, goes for goal, well wide. We've seen moments of brilliance from the Colombian, and we've seen moments of like that. There's going to be a year in the not-too-distant future where it's just like, it'll all click. And yet again, it just sums up Football Manager, really. You win the league with 3 games to go, and you're not allowed to win the game for the next 3 games. It's just stupid. We had 25 shots, 8 on target, and you don't win the game. Just FM, you don't have to be like that. Look, I'm pleased with the performance, boys. We won't end on a low. We won't let it detract from the episode, but really, it's annoying. And it's something that's happened on FM20, FM19, and FM18. Whenever you used to win the league with games in hand, you'd lose. But yeah, pretty much at the time on my notes, and hopefully this doesn't happen anymore. We won the league by 10 games, by 10 points. We should be over the moon. We're ecstatic. It wasn't a bad year. It was a really good year. Just the way we've ended the year has kind of gone, right? But Yeppy had a good game. We get 1.7 mil. In terms of the season, we've lost money on the season, but in the end, we've scrapped to near parity, which is good. And maybe it's the place where we start. It's these stats here that do my head in, right? If you go to the team detailed stats, it's if you go to highest attendance Copenhagen, ours was 4,000 fans in the league. Lowest attendance, that. Average of 3,000, and we won the league this season, and we have a 10,000 seater stadium, right? Second thing is sponsorship income. We still are the lowest in the league, and we've been in the league for a few years now, and we've just won the league, right? This needs to go up. We cannot be in a position where we're winning the league and we need to keep hold of our best players, that we are in a spot that we're going to lose money every year unless we sell our best players. We need to go out there, get a better sponsorship. We need the fans to come on in. We need 10,000 people at a game per game. We need the revenue. Being in Europe was great, and European payouts, we got 1.4 million for TV revenue. We got 425k for reaching the quarterfinal in the Euro 2. And 125k of that went back to the squad. But, this screen and the team detail screen of us not doing what we needed to do in terms of attendance is where we need to start. We've had a year where we've been okay, right? We've been really good, and just no progression in terms of, the board didn't seek out while we're in the best form of our lives and going deep in Europe a new sponsor. The board, there was never a fan day. There was never oh my God, you played so well against Rennes and we had a full house. Why would you not come and watch our new league games now? There wasn't an increase in attendances. That, financially, if that's what it's going to be like, we're just going to constantly struggle and hang around the 4 mil to 7 million overall balance mark. And unless we sell our best players to generate money in to get even better players, it's not going to happen. I'm not a big fan of selling Jeppe Hansen, but if he goes for 20 million, the board's going to go great and they're going to keep their money in that. And then whatever, now that we've made it 20 million, Celtic and that have peeled away, but all the Chinese Super League clubs can pay me 20 million and away we go, right? I don't want to sell him. We should be really going, no, we don't want to sell Jeppe unless someone meets his release fee. And I shouldn't be put in a position where the board's like, well, if it's 12 million, we're not going to give you no money. We're not going to go get any sponsorship or attendances. It's not going to grow. That you kind of need to keep selling players to kind of try and build the squad better. We should look and go, yeah, Jeppe's got to stay here for the next 10 years. You got people like Oscar. We need to not sell Oscar. We need to not sell Orbres. We need to keep him here as long as possible so we can build around him. And the club needs to go and recognise that and go out and get sponsorship deals and that. And the board just hasn't done it. And it's been a few years now. It's not like we're just first season in the league. We've been here for 3 years now. We won a sidebreak with Pocklin a couple of years ago. We should have been in the final again this year. Yes, we probably should have won the thing this year. My bad. We'll recap that in a second. But the board's never done it. And it's getting to the point where it's getting a bit annoying. It's just the constant grind of, look, we go there, we have to do well in the league, we have to do well in the first 11 games of the season to get enough money to stay level of where we were. We're not progressing financially. We are declining financially every year because the board does not want to put the time and effort to improve the club financially themselves. It's like being at Arsenal not getting money. Jose Maria Alcotra, we will talk about quickly while he's on the screen. I'm torn between buying a new centre-back next season to be fourth choice or giving this guy a go. I'm a big fan this year of giving people that have played well in divisions below or have been giving a good average match rating a chance. And the guy's gone in Division 1 of Denmark and we looked unreal. And then you give him a harder league in terms of the second division in Spain at a club that's been fighting relegation and he's gone out there and averaged a 7. So I'm torn between, put him in. He's also not the worst ball-playing defender as well. I wouldn't say he's a covering ball-playing defender, but a ball-playing defender nonetheless. Decent first touch, good passer, natural tackler, got a decent amount of vision, physically okay, good jumping reach. He's the sort of guy with good determination at 21 that maybe we might give some game time to next year. It's either that we go out by a star centre-back or something like that. And but Jose Maria Alcotra could be a really decent option for the future. But we don't know. And it's important to realise that star ratings at 2.5 now are the level of the Danish league. 3 star's a really good player for the Danish league. 3.5 star and you're leading. Like Zahora, at one stage was 5 star, but it's the same thing now. That's why Oscar's so good. He's always in a Jeppe, they're always around 4 star. Always that leading player, and they have the potential to be star, if not world class, And that's the thing. And, that's if Jeppe was to leave, I really do think he would become a world class talent. I think he won't become a world-class talent here at SFB because he's kind of limited. But I would love to hold on to him for as long as possible because he would run rings here in Danish football. Anyway, I'm going to let the dog out again. I don't understand what it is with my dog, but it's either one day she wants to be in, one day she wants to be out. Cheeky, make your mind up. Go. Right. Love the screen, and I love that they want to, and they put the cup in front that we won this year. But really, we should have this cup and the Cybaint Pockley in here too. In terms of the arrivals this year, we made a few very good signings, but they're saying the star signing is Mpegesi. We get a follow here as well in the YouTube video. Thank you there, Producy, where you're watching from, my man. They say the star signing is obviously going to be Andre Mpegesi. I don't think so. It's definitely this guy. Joe Hoge came in on a free from Manchester City when he left, and it was mainly, I think Hoge is going to... Hello? Hello? Oh, God.
Sorry, I yelled at you. You didn't hear me.
I was like, who's here? Who has keys?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God. Rightio, that's going to look funny on YouTube and Twitch. Freaked out. All good. Sister's friends just come back. Middle YouTube episode. Hello, everybody. But yeah, Joe Hoge is... Joe Hoge obviously coming... I'm just been absolutely sidetracked. All right, deep breath. My heart started racing then because I'm like, who's walking through the door at 10 at night? And everybody's home. I was like, all right, what's going on here? Joe Hoge, I think has been the best signing, right? We signed him from City mainly because I'm like, we need midfield depth to keep people that we signed, Oscar mainly, happy, right? And Joe Hoge came in and just went from being, with a couple of injuries, there's little niggling injuries in the middle of the park, right? Came in from being, oh yeah, got to be a rotation to, mate, sign him in a new deal as quickly as possible. He's a leading player and just, even though he's 5'7", he wins the ball. He's like Kante, he's everywhere. He's like the Kante of this division. He's so quick that he wins the ball, right? And he's so quick that he tackles and he lays it off. And the more importantly, his 11 long shots is a joke because he scores goals for fun from outside the box. I thoroughly enjoyed him. Hands down, one of the first people I put on the team sheet at the moment. Big game player as well. Really, really recommend, if you do a save that he grows. Camille, by the way, has done okay. He's a promising attacking midfielder. This guy's gone on loan. And yet again, we've signed this guy. He's already at a level. And if he grows the 3-star... right, he's a good player for the division. He's already at a Danish Super League level. We signed this guy for 18k. Now, I'm happy I loaned him out. I'm going to loan him out again next year, and hopefully he can keep going in, and just keep doing the job. And yeah, hopefully he does really well. You're not the only one, Producer. We have a few lads that definitely watch from around. Producer coming in from Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. Otter's been really good. We did what we wanted with him. I needed someone with experience that's been in and around Europe for the European campaign. Played out of his skin, the 31-year-old. Definitely going to use him again next year because he's got still the pace and still the mentals and the physicality still do a job. But maybe the year after, definitely looking for another fullback. That is for sure. Oscar Sandu, can't sing his praises enough. Best player at the football club now. This guy's going to go on leaps and bounds. He's going to be the main man next year. Unless Zahora had an unreal preseason and maybe Oscar wasn't 100% fit first game of the season, Zahora goes and scores and goes on one of his runs where he just scores in every game for like 10 games straight, whatever. Oscar's probably going to be the main man. There's probably merit to even playing Oscar out wide on the left on right because he's so good for the division that you probably just get him in the team anyway. Only problem with that is that I feel like he's best up top. The game's now starting to say his best position is left wing. I don't think so. I think he's definitely best off the last man going on and hopefully doing a job as well, Oscar. But yeah, very good at what he does. Andre Mpegesi, obviously, no one rated him. I think he's been really good. I definitely think in some big games he's been massive. Rennes at home. Rennes away. Only reason we even won in France was the fact that he, 11 was the 11 saves he made, and he made some big saves. To pick him up on a free, I think, is just ridiculous. I don't understand how the game does not give him more potential. Apart from the fact that he's not the quickest goalkeeper ever or the most physical goalkeeper ever, apart from that, he's absolutely world-class already. He's got that 61 on ones, 90 determination, great leadership, great reflexes, knows how to rush out, got good aerial reach as well, and he's a natural passer of a football. Yet, I think because it's a 20-year centricity, he makes a fair few mistakes. I don't know why it's this potential, and I don't get it. And he hovers between being 3 stars, which is really good for the level, and not. I really enjoyed him. I'm definitely going to keep him as first choice again next year and see if he develops even more. And if he doesn't, then maybe look to making him back up. But at the same time, who knows? And hopefully be able to find a backup goalkeeper who's younger, or maybe like 18, and that can challenge his spot in the future as well. But apart from that, at the moment, happy with him. He's a natural shot stopper, and you've seen games where he wins games by himself, but he's also had games where he's been I can understand why the board or the fans might think, oh yeah, he's been the best player, because that performance in France, yet alone, was like, yeah, you're good. But, it should have been definitely Joe Hoge, in my opinion, or Oscar. Eugene Neff, for me, though, as an Australian, can't get over this guy enough. He's probably been the best player on paper, or the most developed player, the most developed signing this season. The attacking fullback's gone out. He won an Asian Cup. He got Australia for a tricky semi-final. Here he's been fantastic. He scored goals at times. He's got forward. And he's really just transformed this side from being a decent side to a really good side. And it's because he's playing that inverted wing-back role. It's worked so well, and I can't wait to use more of it next season. He gets forward. He acts as that centre mid, and his passing ability, even though it's 9 with 12 vision, is just out of this world. He plays defence splitting through balls first time, 2 touches afterwards, that are just, you don't see. And he hits him, and then he'll hit an occasional long-range hit that is just like, oh, wow. I can't rate the Australian enough. Plus, naturally, really quick, really good. I'm really happy with him. Andreas has come in and done a very good job, I thought, as a backup. Arguably even better than Bum the Jar on paper. He's going to develop probably a bit more because of the 19 determination, a bit better physically as well. This guy's going to be really good in the future. Really rated him as well. Obviously, then we had Rafael Orbres as well. This guy for the signing cannot believe I cannot believe we got him for so cheap, right? He on paper looks unreal, and I really do expect that $6 million to be met before I sign him on a new deal. I expect that Man City or someone like that to come in for him. He's that good, the 18-year-old Colombian. Didn't play overly well, but you got to remember, people from foreign leagues and foreign nations sometimes take a while to adapt. Sometimes take 6 months or whatever to adapt to a new division, a new league. And I always find with players that come in January, always take that little bit longer to just, bed in. We've seen moments of brilliance from him, but we've also seen a lot of games where he just drifts. There's going to become a time where he will definitely become first choice, right, as well. I don't know when that's going to be. It's probably when if Yeppies ever gets his fee met for 20 million, instead of me buying someone, and just Orbres just goes straight away in the hole. And I'll just be like, Orbres, you're going to have a whole year by yourself, go develop and learn about playing the division. And I reckon by the end of that year, he'll be absolutely unbelievable as well. In terms of the season results, we know what happened. We won the league. The board can't believe it. I thought it was absolutely unbelievable. This was the highlight, though. To make this quarter-final, the Euro 2, where the year before we didn't even make it past the first round of qualifying, was huge. Scrap past Vienna, scrap past Aussie Jack, pumped Botiev, and we really should have pumped them on more. And then in the group stage, looked like going out, went away to Prague, where we had to win to get out of the group, and draw or a loss, and we probably didn't get out of the group, we're not in Europe anymore. Won a crazy game, 2-1, right? Sassuolo, FM us both times. They actually won the competition, Sassuolo. Besiktas we got through. Victoria 1-0 down at home in a game we absolutely dominated, got FM'd in. Went away from Portugal, did a job. And then, unfortunately, just the reverse happened in the next leg. We went away absolutely... Well, we didn't FM Rennes. Where Victoria sat, had 2 shots on target, didn't have any of the ball, and scored 1. We were good value to score. We had like 15 shots in that game and had like 60% of the ball. Just that Rennes sat on the break, and they had like 22 chances, 11 on target, and Pagesi made every save. Unfortunately, at home, key moments eluded us. Bum the Jar 5th minute, should have scored, never did. If you watch the episode, you know exactly what I mean. Square pass, pick your corner, never done it as well. Never scored. 2-1, we got to make a change. You guys know that if you don't pause a game, sometimes the manager punishes you by conceding, so it can bring up, do you want to make a change after the goals come in? It happened then. Of all times for it to happen this season, why then at 2-1? Because at 2-1, we score a goal late, we go through. 3-1, we had to score 2, never happened. And even at 3-1, we had 2 or 3 big key chances. We passed the post, 1-on-1 put wide, that game just had half moments that never went our way. And, if the moments went our way, then we might have got through that tie, made a semi-final, and who knows what would have happened. But it is what it is, and obviously it was not a bad year. And then the Sidebreak pocket, everyone was going to be happy that we made the final. Neil Jenkinson, by the way, top goal scorer, which is nice. But 3-2 up, should have won 5-6, 7-2 in the first leg. To go out to a penalty that was never a pen, it's the second time that's happened in this competition now without VAR, is annoying, but at the same time, utterly deserved it because we played piss poor at home in a madness of 2 games. That episode is going to be horrid to get out, the one where we lost the Nords in there. But it is what it is. Moments to remember, biggest win obviously was in the Cup. I don't really care. Apparently that's the match of the year. Stupid. that's that. Goal of the season, though. I called it when it went in. The Oscar Sander goal against Copenhagen and Cybate Poculin when it happened on stream. It could be our goal of the year. He scored a few this year that were really good. I'm going to show you that goal because it was absolutely unbelievable. In terms of the finances, Oscar got onto the sheet. Zahora's there. Yepi sold the most, which is nice. And we made a little bit more money sponsorship-wise and everything, but nothing close to what we need to turn over as well. Our best team was that. They're still putting Zahora in there. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not putting Zahora in there. The rest of that team, yes, 100% agree, but I'm not putting Zahora in there. I'm probably putting Oscar in as well. In terms of the accolades, Yepi won Player of the Year, Yepi won Young Player of the Year. Mpegesi probably should not have won that, but did. Most shutouts by the season was Mpegesi, made 22 a year as well. Oscar got most assists. Man of the match and highest average rating was Yepi as well. Competition awards, Yepi won Danish Super League Player of the Year and Media Player of the Year as well. We won Manager of the Year again. Only problem is that this is just going to enhance this guy's reputation that he's probably going to go. It was history in the making for ourselves. Look, I'm over the moon that we did it. But don't get me wrong, I'm over the moon that we did it, and it was really, really good to see as well. This is the big thing, though. They want us to reach the third round of qualifying in the Champions League. That is a big task. It depends on who you draw, because you can draw a really good side in the first and second round of qualifying, depending on the nation, and what their coefficients are in that nation. But also, it'll be interesting to see what we can do. In terms of the rest, we're going to try and do the rest as well. Richard Grant, we should be winning the league again next year, I think. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to obviously confirm that as well, finish that. We're going to end the season, end the team talk here. Congratulations, winning the title is a great achievement. It's exactly what I want to do. We also reaching the Champions Cup next time around. I think that's exactly the sort of reaction. Going to talk about promises next season, but we'll wait and we'll see if I need to promise them anything as well. And then, yeah, apparently the 2020 team, that's really cool. Best 11. I'm looking for that screen where it's like the awards. If not, I'll just show you the Odegaard. Boyegard has been doing really well, but I'll show you the goal that, but Thomas Boyegard won Player of the Year. He's going to come back in. I'm not loaning him out next year as well. He won top goal scorer as well. I'm going to quickly just praise his form there as well. But yeah, it looks like it's not going to show me the goal, which is interesting. Can we go to the schedule, thanks? It was in the cup against Copenhagen, 1-4-0. And it's this goal here, Oscar Sander. It's the second one before he got injured. But the goal on itself is just where he picks the ball up and the run and the goal. We were just going, we're just in our stride. And then he just did this and was like, wow. This one deserved to win goal of the year, ladies and gentlemen, because it is next level. He didn't even win just where he wins the ball, boys. Where he wins the ball. We give the ball away. Oscar gets it on halfway, right? We didn't get the ball away, but yeah, he picks it up here and he has to go backwards. And look what he does. Just beats three guys, runs through the middle of the park, beats a fourth guy, thanks for coming, and he has to hit it between two guys into the far corner to score, and he picks it out. The guy's going to be really good next year. Let's talk about the team quickly as well. In terms of the team detailed overview, we scored the most goals this season. We had the fewest shots against this season as well. Defensively looked really good. We had the most shots for. We averaged the most points per game. We had the best pass completion. We had the most possession. When you're doing all of that, you're going to win the league, so to say. And then in terms of the team, we say goodbye, obviously, already to Armstrong. He's travelling to Sheffield. We're going to need a left back. We need a better backup keeper than Khalud. Thank God, because he got injured only for one game. If that didn't happen and he was out for a while, you never know what could have happened back into the season. The system's going to stay the same. And if I walked into the season next year with this team, I would be happy. A lot of 3-star players, which is really good for the league, and they could develop into 4-star players. But at the same time, I'd probably need a centre-back, right? I probably need a left-back. I definitely need a backup left-back. I probably need a few more things, right? Definitely a backup keeper. And then outside of that, it's all about getting what depth do I really want? Is there interest in Dolcek? Do we sell him? Probably, to be fair. If someone came in and said he's 3-4 million for Dolcek, I'd probably go, yeah, get me the 9k off. Let me go out there and get someone that's better on that side. Or, maybe we use Oscar on the left-hand side with Zahora and get maybe a better backup option. Who knows what we do, right? But there's a spot we're in. We're in a very good spot where if the club stayed the same, I think with the growth that we got at the moment, because the squad's so young, you've got Bub Najar still growing, Joe Hoger's still growing, even though he's 24. Kenny's going to grow, Neft's going to grow, Tony Christensen, even though they say that he's not going to grow. Sorry, the guy's 21. You're telling me playing Champions League football is not going to grow. He's going to grow, right? Marquez has still got potential untapped, and Begessi's still going to grow. Yepi is unbelievable. Oscar is going to be next level in years to come. You've got Rafael Bress, you've got Andreas, you've got Cameron Robinson still growing as well. Zahora's now hitting his prime. Thank God's still here and is going to grow. And, this guy's not even playing for us in our first string side. And look how good he is, the 22-year-old. We've got this amount of players that is so good that we really just need to keep on going on with what needs to be done. Apparently, by the way, thank God the best role now is in the middle of the park. Is in the defensive midfield role. I don't get that. But yeah, look, we have such a good base, and we've got such a good base and such a good, strong squad that even if we didn't sign a person, as long as we had the right depth in, we would be really good. To be quite fair, if Zahora was to leave, I wouldn't sign a soul. To be fair, Boyegard comes back from winning Golden Boot for the last 2 years in the division below. Come in, see if you can do the job here. And if you can't, then I'll buy someone in January. And we've still got Neil Jenkins sitting around the club that allows me to do that because Neil could do a job up top, right, for a few games as well. Right mid, we don't need anyone. Left mid, not really. We could go for a better left mid, but you can use Oscar Sandu out there. He's really good. If there was an injury to Dolchek long term, you got Neil Jenkins yet again. You got people out there. All Bress is like for Yepi. So if it was to lose, probably arguably the two biggest players of the club's last recent history, which is Yepi and Zahora, we've got options to save them. It's now if we lose a centre back, or if a better right back comes on the market, or even saying, as much as Begessi's been so good, if a star-studded I'm a leading level goalkeeper comes up for $1 million or 400k on the market, we'd probably go. But the squad doesn't really need to change too much as well. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what we do. Anyway, I want to see Thomas Fireplay doing well. This is exactly why we loaned him out. The only thing I will say about Thomas quickly before we continue on is that he's had 11 pace for the whole time. If he was here, I'd be getting on his quickness training. Cause if this guy ever got the 14 speed, and he still can at 18, if you train him constantly on quickness, he would probably get there at 19 going forward. This guy could be really deadly for this division. And these guys are worth your weight in gold, guys, that you pick up for frees and, going for Europe and, having homegrown players. This guy could become a really good backup option for many years as well, Thomas. So, yeah. Definitely going to expect to see Thomas stay at the club next season. Hopefully get some game time as well, in games that I feel like we can rotate in and not have Zahora or Oscar start, or you put one out wide, probably Oscar out wide, and you get Boyegard up and Zahora on the bench, or, some stuff like that. But yeah, it's getting to the stage now where if Zahora got a big bid, I would probably sell. And I know that sounds ludicrous for what he's done for the club, but it's now getting to the stage where Oscar's I'm not saying that Zahora's getting old or anything like that. It's just I'm really excited about what Oscar could do and what Oscar can achieve in world football, and giving him full first team football would be the best way to do that. We're going to stick with the end of season review here just to see how much money we're going to get. If there's ever a time for the board to go, look, they should give me more than $1 million, but if there's ever a time for the board to go, here's a 1.5, 2 million, but 160k payroll, 170k payroll, it would be now. We're currently building facilities as well, training and all that, but we really need something from the board here big time. We got shortlist players ending contracts in 6 months. I'll go through that in my own time, not right now. As you can see, not going to re-sign the Elk or Henrik Tuss, which is a shame, but yeah, it is what it is. As well, contract set to expire. These guys not really good. Upgrading the facilities as well, like I said. Upgrading the club's training facilities, that's already been going. It's now just started developing, which is nice. And we really just need to see if we're going to get the Super League winners announced. This is not for us. What our budget's going to be for next year. And once we see that, that'll be the end of it. If it doesn't come in the next few days, then so be it. But usually it comes just the day after the rewards. And yeah, but what a year. We won the league for the first time. Made the quarterfinal of the Euro 2. And to be fair, should have won the Cybank Pocklian. So hopefully next year we tick off the Cybank Pocklian again. I want to win it more than once, even though it's been a bit of a bogey competition for me. And I want to go back to back in the league or go as close to possible as doing that. Definitely putting in a title challenge again. I don't think we're where we were when we were in Iceland back many years ago, where we're now at the stage of, yep, they're going to dominate Denmark for the rest of the time. You know, in Iceland, once we won the league once, we signed a few players, and next minute it was like, yeah, we're not losing the league for the foreseeable future. We didn't lose the league for the rest of our time in Iceland. And within 5 years, we were winning every game by 8 goals. Denmark's a bit different. There's a bit more money around. The money gap's so huge to Copenhagen, and we don't have that sort of money drive that... I don't see that happening for a while. You know, I don't see us winning Champions League for a long while. And that's a good thing because it keeps this going and this grind, and I'm so ready for that. But at the same time, you know, we're starting to slowly go, all right, we're going to be constantly making the top 6. We're going to start pulling away from those bottom 6 sides noticeably, I think. But that would time over time, and yeah. Anyway, we didn't get anything there. That's for sure. We'll scout Gotti while we're here. Why not? But can we just see what the board's going to pay me? Or we're not going to get that at the moment? Is that not going to be a thing until until Europe's like completely finished now because we played in Europe? I don't know. We got a friendly in 38 days as well, so the boys can't be on break for too long. But surely we're going to get to see the budget, right? That's like the biggest part of the episode at the end of the day is the budget. Going to give it one more sim, and if it doesn't come up, then so be it. Surely it's in here. Sando make a round off bid. Who cares? All right, Oscar's happy with what's been going on. Now that maybe all the promises are finished, we're going to be okay. Who knows? Who knows? See what happens. Surely now, because all the promises are done, we're going to get the board budgets. Nope. Hedegaard, by the way, very, very, very good backup. I would sign Miguel Hedegaard as a backup big time. Plus, we also get a percentage of that. No, we didn't. We sold it. Wow. AGF, by the way, is about to knock Copenhagen out of being in any European competition. That is massive. That also doesn't help us. It means Copenhagen probably can focus on the league by themselves next year. But it also means AGF, if they stayed up, are going to be really poor next year too, which is not a bad thing. But we beat them anyway. Danish Super League spring players are announced. I'm giving it to the end of the third to show you if the budget comes in. If it doesn't, it'll be the end of the season review. We've got 11 here. Surely this is it. Surely the board is setting the budget here, right now. Record high for SFP. Players will move from the shortlist. You should definitely be in it. I'm just going to put everyone back in it. And then these guys for a year because they're under 80. And I'll recheck him later on as well. But hopefully we're getting the board. No, we're not. Right, whatever. I'm going to end the episode there. I don't know why we haven't got any clarification on what our budget is. The season's over and done and dusted. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyhow, from Damon and everybody else here, what a year. It's been a great one. We won the league and it's been really, really good. I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.